Wagwan, my people, as you know, I'm here to provide you with as much value as I possibly can. So in this video, I'm going to be running you through the exact steps and strategies that I use to get from $0 to $50,000 a month so that you can take that exact same strategy and that exact same business model to do the same thing for yourself. First thing I want to do is just open up my Stripe here so that you know it's real, and I'm going to scroll through it. I'm going to kind of run you through what this can look like when you implement the steps correctly. So as you can see, this is my Stripe dashboard here. If I go to the last 3 months, you will see that I have grossed about $86,000, which is almost 90K in the last 3 months. And then just in the last 4 weeks, you can see there that I've done 33. And if I go for the last 7 days, 11,000. So that was this week. Yeah. And if I just do February, so just for the month of February alone, I netted almost $46,000 here. And yeah, that's what this can look like in action. So let me now run you through exactly how I did it. So first of all, let me explain to you why building a personal brand and selling online education is by far the best way to create your wealth and the things that actually come with it. So the first thing is that it gives you complete freedom over what you do, who you do it with, when you do it, and where you do it from. And this is the goal for most people. Understand that most people just want freedom to go where they want, do what they want, and buy what they want. And this business model is going to allow you to do exactly that. The second thing is that there is no cap, there's no ceiling to how far you can scale this. You can scale it all the way to the moon because there's no limit on the size of an audience that you can grow. There is no limit to how big of an audience you could grow, and there's no limit to how big of a brand and following that you can grow. Meaning that you can use this to generate a growing income for the rest of your life in perpetuity, and in turn never stop profiting from it. Now, something I see quite often is people see people like Eamon Gadzhi and Tate, for example, and they make the mistakes of listening to the things they say instead of looking at what they are actually doing. If you have seen anyone online, that is because they have a personal brand, and the attention that they gain from having that personal brand is how they make their money. And the third thing is that you simply get paid for being yourself. You literally get paid to just put yourself out there and be yourself. And this is why a personal brand allows you to feel like you're never actually working, because all you're doing is just broadcasting the things that you do and you enjoy anyway into the world. And I can honestly tell you, as someone who does this, that this does not feel like work. Speaking to an audience of people that actually like and resonate with you anyway, and being yourself, does not feel like work. It just feels like your purpose, and it feels like you get to do what you want to do. You get to be yourself, and you get to live your life as you would if you could do anything you wanted to do. And you just take the things that you've learned along the way and educate your audience on those things, personally impacting and benefiting their lives as well as your own. The last thing is that it is easily one of the lowest barrier to entry ways to start making a ton of money, because you don't need qualifications, you don't need experience, you don't even need money. All you need is to just overcome your self-limiting beliefs, know what you want, and be willing to actually post and broadcast yourself to the world so that you can get to where you want to be. Then once you've done that, this is literally the best way to make a ton of money for simply just being yourself and doing the things that you like and enjoy anyway. And we're not talking about like a few $100s here and a few $100s there. No, we're speaking about high ticket things, meaning you're going to be making anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 a month. And that is from zero. For example, nobody knew who I was 5 months ago. I had no brand, no credibility, no money, no followers, nothing. To where I am now at 23, making $50,000 a month, which is over $500,000 a year. And by the end of this year, it'll easily be at least $1 million a year. Now, although you can stack a ton of cash really quickly by building a personal brand, this is by no means a get-rich-quick scheme, because it takes time, it takes consistency. You actually need to post and upload and be consistent, which most people struggle to do. Because it takes time to build a strong personal brand, because you need to upload valuable content that improves people's lives over an extended period of time to build trust and to get to people to feel like they actually know you. You cannot build a strong personal brand that makes you a lot of money without heart and discipline and being consistent. You need to really want it, and you need to be dedicated to building this. And you need to want to share your message with the world. You need to want to help other people. Understand that this is going to explode your income, but you are still playing the long game. You're not catching a quick crypto pump. You're not jumping on something trendy. You are simply being consistent and building something that is going to continue to feed you for the rest of your life. This happens over a long period of time when you continue to document your journey and you create content and products that genuinely help and impact people's lives in a positive way. When you do this and you remain credible and you don't scam anyone, you can get to 6-figure months, because like I said, there is no ceiling or cap on how big you can grow your audience. Boom, enough waffle. How do you actually do it? Step 1, who are you? When it comes to building a personal brand, you actually need to have something about you. You need to be someone. So the best way to start a personal brand is to undergo some kind of change yourself. For me, it was going from working a terrible job, being down bad, being unhealthy, and all those things to completely 180ing it, getting rich, getting healthy, getting successful, building a personal brand, and doing all these things and undergoing a transformative experience of my own. That made it way easier for me to build a personal brand because I had a story to talk about. I had a journey that I had gone and that I could document and share with the world without having undergone some transformative experience or having some change occur in your life, or simply having a journey that you can document. It's going to be quite difficult for you to talk about something or build a personal brand if you haven't actually done anything interesting. Like I said, I was a broke idiot working in construction, no different to anyone else. Life was boring and depressing, but when I made that decision to leave my 9 to 5 and go through the trials and tribulations and the hardships of becoming an entrepreneur, that gave me something to document and speak about and educate my audience on how they can do the same thing. Now, this is a crucial step because remember, as I've said multiple times already, you need to be able to provide value to your audience in order for them to continue to watch and respect you. But how can you give value to your audience if you haven't even given value to your own life first? So really, the first step is figure out how you're going to improve your life. Then you can take that and help improve your audience's life. So as you think about starting your personal brand, make sure that you're trying to go on your own journey. It all starts with your own heroic mission and your own journey. Document it and share the things that you learn with your audience along the way. Step 2, creating your personal method. The second step is to then create your method that's personal to you, and I call it a method because it's a combination of your systems, your beliefs, and your strategies that got you to where you were and got you that change that you wanted to be, whether it's related to your fitness, whether it's related to your success. There's normally a combination of things that got you there. And this is going to be the method that you share with your audience through your content and through your stories and through your beliefs to establish you and what your values are, so that they can also try to understand that side of things. There's going to be certain things that you do, certain things that you don't, certain things you believe in, certain things you don't. Your method is the things that you actually used and believed in order to transform your life. For example, you guys will hear me talk about obsession, vision. These are part of my method. You need to be obsessed and you need to be able to see where you're going clearly. This is my method. So these are the psychological aspects, but then there's also the financial aspects. Like you'll see me talk about sales, you'll see me talk about content and all these things. So the blend of all these things become my personal method. Obsession, vision, financially learn sales, post content, and then you also hear me talk about defending yourself against things like porn and doom scrolling and social media and getting caught up in degeneracy. And you see me talk about faith as well and all these different things. All these things together that I talk about regularly become my personal method, and you will have your own personal method based off the things that you learned and that you used to get to where you are. Anyone who follows me knows what I talk about and knows my do's and don'ts, and that is what got me to where I am, and they will slowly start to implement those things in their own life if they want to replicate my success. Step 3, creating content. Now, when it comes to content, I believe a massive part of finding success is just putting up shots. You just need to be putting up as many shots as possible. Quantity is the only thing that is going to create quality. So in the beginning, focus on quantity and your content very quickly will develop to a point where it is quality. But without the quantity, you're not going to get a big enough feedback loop to understand what performs well, what performs poorly, and what you need to continue doing. Now, when you first start posting content, people are going to message you saying, this is weird, why are you doing this, what's happening? And you're going to hear a lot of people talking about you behind your back and things of this nature. And understand these people are going to talk about you when you're getting started, but once all of the things that you want start materializing in front of you and you start to get to where you want to be, then they're going to stop asking you why you're doing it and they're going to ask you how you can do it. Now, by far the two best platforms to start posting content on are Instagram and YouTube. YouTube because you're posting long form content, which means you're actually building a strong relationship with your audience because they're watching long form of you, and it's going to build trust and familiarity. Instagram is the perfect tool for a personal brand because you have things like daily stories where you can basically give people a daily TV show of your life, and once again it builds that trust and that familiarity. When you post consistent daily stories, I would say 5+, your audience begins to feel like they know you personally, and that's when you really build trust, and that helps you converting later on. You need to make sure that you're not being too much of a perfectionist. Like I said, especially in the beginning, quantity makes quality. If you keep putting up content consistently, then you will grow. If you're too focused on perfectionism and getting everything right, then you're not going to post enough to even grow in the first place. So simplify what you're doing, This is going to allow you to get more content out, and it's going to allow you to grow and get a better feedback loop so you can actually get to quality content quicker. Now, a point I really want to drill home is that consistency beats everything. When it comes to content, if you can upload consistently over a long period of time, you are going to win. If you post an average piece of content every day, not only are you going to grow quicker, but you're also going to get to a point where that average content becomes really good content. If you put up a banger, but you only do it once every 6 months or a year, nobody's going to care, nobody's going to tune in because you're not putting enough out there for people to resonate and get to know you. Now, when it actually comes to ideation and getting ideas for your videos, I believe in modeling your ideas off other people. So see things that have worked out there, take inspiration from those, and then reverse engineer it and make it authentically you. Always be your own person in your content, because you cannot portray a character because people see through it. You don't want to try to replicate a certain person's personality. You want to be as authentically yourself as possible in order for your content to actually succeed. People are going to see right through that shit if you try to play a character or you try to play it up for the cameras. So you need to be your authentic self. Tell your own ideas, your own values, your own beliefs, and share what you want to share with the world. People are going to resonate with you so much more if you are not playing a character and you're just being yourself. And I am not trying to be anyone right now. If you go look at my Instagram stories, you'll see how unserious I am. Some people like me, some people send me death threats. I don't care. It is the only way to be. You cannot try to be anyone but yourself. Now, ideation can be one of the hardest parts of creating content, where it's just coming up with an idea that actually makes sense and is actually going to work. Really, the best way to ideate is to just model ideas off other people and take ideas that are proven to have worked before and reverse engineer them and make them your own with your authentic energy. This is going to help you go viral quicker, and it's also going to help you build an audience quicker. But like I said, you don't want to be taking ideas word for word, bar for bar. You want to take things, maybe it's just the hook, maybe it's just the title, reverse engineer it and make it your own through sharing your own experience, your own values, your own beliefs, and your own stories. For example, let's say you make money with e-commerce, right? But you see a really, really good title and idea from someone who does social media marketing. You can just take that title and that idea, but then do the equivalent of it for e-commerce. So you're not always taking the exact ideas, but you can find the methods and the ideas and the frameworks of videos and make them your own with your own unique hook, niche, and angle. So this just makes it easier than sitting down in your room and trying to come up with something from scratch. It's just market research. When it comes to ideation, I like to stay relatively niche down, not in the sense of I'm putting myself in a box, but it's far, far easier to get content that resonates with people when you speak directly to who you want to speak to. So what I mean is, I wouldn't start talking about knitting or surfing on my YouTube channel because it doesn't make much sense and it's not really something that I'm super interested in. But I can talk about anything about making money online, even travel, psychology, philosophy, and things like that. Even health, fitness, wellness, these all things come into play when you're being successful. For example, if you look at my channel, you'll see videos of me traveling, talking about self-improvement, telling stories. All these things, although they're not specifically about what I do, they are all tied into my personal brand because they are personal to me. Another thing I'll do and focus on when I'm making content is to stay niche down and speak to my specific target audiences. I will just imagine that when I'm making this content that I'm speaking to my 18-year-old self. So when I make this content, what does 18, 19-year-old version of Marcel need to hear right now? That way I'm giving really, really good direct advice to younger people that resonate with me, that understand the sort of path that we are on. That makes it a lot easier to talk and understand who I'm talking to, but it also makes the viewer resonate a lot more with what I'm saying. If you're going super extremely broad with your content, not only is it going to reach less people, but it's also going to make it harder to make content and come up with fresh ideas. For example, if I just made a video on the 10 different ways to make money online, that is one video and it takes 10 different videos away, because I could also make a video saying how to make money with e-commerce, how to make money with dropshipping, and make an individual video for each. So you can see how sometimes when you niche the video ideas down to a specific thing, you get more options. Another example would be in the fitness niche. I could make a video about how to get jacked and go over everything. Or I could make a video about how to get swole biceps, how to get a shredded back. Then I can end up getting 10, 20 different videos just because I niched the videos down to a specific thing. So by niching down, you can instantly times 20 or times 50 the amount of video ideas you get. So not only do you get more video ideas, but you also get people that are clicking on that video because they're suffering from that specific problem. Some of the very best personal brands I've seen are on a super niche topic like quitting alcohol or quitting addictions, things like this, but because it's a very specific problem that people will deal with, it can build a super strong personal brand. These people will have like 300,000 plus followers on Instagram, and then they have a high ticket offer on their back end and they just print. It goes to show that you can really just talk about whatever relates to you and whatever things that you're interested in, things that you do. And those things are normally quite niche because it is personal to you, but other people have those interests also. And as long as you take those ideas and those things that are interesting to you and you talk about them and provide value and you put that out there on the internet for people to find, then they will find those people. You also want to mix your content up. You do want to have very, very niche specific content that helps people do the exact thing that you're talking about. But then you also do want broader content as well to reach a broader audience. For example, if I post gym content, that is going to reach a whole audience of gym people that can then also be interested in my other content. It's understanding what the target audience is and what their interests may be, and then appealing to all of those interests. For example, like when I make YouTube videos, it's normally quite niche down. I'm talking about how to become a closer. I'm talking about how to make money. I'm talking about how to build a personal brand. But if you go and look at my Instagram stories, I'm barely ever talking about closing. I'm just posting random shit that I do throughout my day because I'm building a deeper relationship with my audience. Then you just want to make sure that you're posting all different types of content, but the content that you are posting has some kind of value. So a lot of the content I post teaches people how to make more money. It teaches people about the opportunities that are actually out there. So there's a ton of different ways you can go about creating content, but just understand that you need to be your authentic self. You need to talk about the things that are personal to you. You need to help people. You need to educate people by educating them about the journey that you went on and how they can use the same methods, the same systems, the same skills that you learned to change your life in that way. Step 4 is then converting that attention into cash. Now, this is probably one of the most important steps because if you can't monetize what you built, what the was the point of it, right? You just posted all this content, built a crazy brand, for what reason? So what you're going to do now is you're going to take the attention that you just built, you posted a bunch of content, you educated, you gave a bunch of free value, and you're going to take all the information, all the knowledge, all the skills that you learned on your journey, and you're going to build your method. And you're going to put all these things together, your method, your values, your principles, and then all the skills and all the knowledge that you learn. And you're going to package them together. And then you're going to sell it to the specific people that resonate with your message so much that they actually want to pay for more of your time, more of your knowledge, more of your information. Now, these are for the super fans, the people who really, really like you, who really resonate with your content, and who want to be guided by you on a deeper level. They are going to resonate with your content so much that they're actually willing to give you money because they believe that what you have is genuinely going to impact and change their life. So it's your job to make sure that those things do actually improve their lives. Now, this is something that I've personally done, so I know that people are going to be more than willing to pay someone who's walked the path that they want to walk before to guide them and teach them how to do the exact same thing so that they can replicate the same success. Now, this can look like so many different ways, but it could look like you speaking to them directly and giving them some kind of mentorship. I would recommend doing things like having daily training calls or maybe weekly training calls. And then obviously I've got a bunch of free courses on my YouTube, so I would probably make a way more dialed in version of that, going through way more step by step exactly how to do everything. And then I would give them all the content and all the information and all the knowledge that they need, but then also give them personal access to me if I was to do this. And then just literally help them through the knowledge and through the information that I've learned achieve all the things that I have achieved through my knowledge and through my guidance. Once you've done this, all you really need to focus on is getting a few people really, really good results, because if you do that, then you know your information works, you know your knowledge works, and you know giving people your guidance works. And then once you can do that for a few people, you can do it for many. If you start selling a shit product, your personal brand will die very quickly because it'll ruin your reputation. So when you do build a personal brand, you need to make sure that the product that you are selling and the information that you're giving to people is actually getting them results, and you need to be results based. It's the only way you're going to be sustainable over a long period of time. It's why I've been sustainable this far, and it's why I will continue to be sustainable for the rest of my career. That's also why I find it funny when people throw around words like scam or scheme, because you do not get to this position really scamming people or selling them something that doesn't actually get them results in their personal life. I can guarantee you right now that there is not one person out there that you can find that has gone through the process that I lay out for people that has had a bad experience or not gotten results. And the only reason I can say that is because we do not focus on anything other than results. We need to get people results because we know that's the only thing that makes this sustainable. So when you start to do this for yourself and you've built a strong personal brand, make sure you're focusing on helping people and genuinely impacting people's lives. Now, the best part about this business model is you can sell high ticket offers, and high ticket offers range around $5,000. And yes, people pay this much money every single day. 5,000 times 20 is 100,000, meaning you only need to sell 20 offers to make $100,000 a year. And yes, you can absolutely sell 20 offers in 1 month, meaning you can make 6 figures a month, because like I said, there is no ceiling, there is no cap on how big you can build your audience. It means you can get 20 new people into your program every single month. And on top of that, the best part about this business model is it is all profit. Nearly all of it is profit. You might spend a little bit of money on some content here and there, but for the most part, this is going to be complete profit. You're going to be making, if your revenue is $100,000, then your net will be $100,000, assuming you live in Dubai and you don't pay tax. On top of that, once you do build your personal brand to a good level, you're going to start getting all different kinds of income streams. You're going to have the affiliate stuff, you're going to be getting sponsored, you're going to be getting brand deals and things like this. And as long as you keep everything in line with your morals and your values, then you're going to make a lot of money. YouTube as well will start to pay you. You'll start to get paid $10,000, $20,000 a month just through YouTube monetization. All these things start to add up and you can get to 6-figure months very quickly. Now guys, understand once again that you can do this with literally anything. You don't need to be like me and be in the finance niche. You can do anything. You can be a runner and you can print money teaching people how to run. You can be an old lady and teach people how to knit and make money from that. There's people doing these things all the time. You can help people be better runners. You can help people be better fighters. You can help people be better tennis players. You can teach people how to run a clothing brand. You can teach people how to bake bread. You can teach people how to knit. The options are endless. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Whatever's personal to you, you can monetize that. You need to understand this. And that's really how simple it is. And that's why it baffles me when people aren't building a personal brand and they aren't posting content. Very simply, all you do is post a bunch of content that provides a bunch of value and teaches people things. Then when people want to be taught more about those things, you simply say, what problems are you having? And they're going to say, I don't know how to do this. Then you're going to say, I know how to do this. It's what I've been teaching you about. Do you want to know more about how to do that? Yes, I do. All right, boom. And then you build an offer and you sell that to your audience. Now you have an audience that really likes and appreciates you. You get to genuinely improve people's lives while traveling and experience life to the fullest potential, while hopefully helping other people solve their problems and alleviate their pain. And you have a brand that's going to continue to feed you and bring you wealth for the rest of your life that has endless opportunities for scale. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I just changed your perspective. I hope I encouraged you to start posting content, and I hope you're ready to go ahead now and start building a personal brand and living the life that you want to live. And with that being said, if you do want more direct access to me and my mentors personally, then there will be a link below to book in a call. I'll see you guys again very soon. Love.